Okay, so today we're going to talk about payload capacities and tow ratings. And we're going to talk about how the tow rating is really the least important number of all of them. But you should know that number and you should never exceed that number. Now I have this chart. This is the chart that I got from Ram's website. And I have highlighted in yellow my truck. According to the manufacturer of my truck, I have a 30,300 pound, 30,300 pound maximum, it's gross combined weight rating. Gross combined weight rating. It means that number is the maximum that my truck and a trailer combined can weigh together. That's the maximum combined weight rating, according to the manufacturer. According to the manufacturer, my truck has a maximum trailer weight rating of 21,600 pounds. Okay? That's the maximum trailer weight that I can tow according to the manufacturer with my truck. Now my truck is a Ram 3500 dually with the 6.7. It's got the 410 rear end. It's a quad cab long bed pickup truck. It's a big truck. It's got some big numbers you're going to see here in a minute. 21,600 pounds is the maximum trailer that I can tow according to the manufacturer. I've got my notes here. So if you take, now, some of this weight is going to be transferred onto the weight of the truck. It's called the payload capacity. Some of this weight is going to take up that payload capacity. And the way you find out how much of that weight is going to be centered, that when you hook it up to the truck and it exerts force downward into the bed of the truck, to find out how much of this weight is going to be transferred into the payload capacity of the vehicle, a good number is 20%. So if you take 20% of 2,100 pounds is 4,320 pounds. That's going to be the pin weight of that trailer, how much it is exerting at the front of the trailer into the truck. Now, the other thing you have to figure out is how much you're going to add to the curb weight. The curb weight of your truck is the weight that truck weighs when it rolled off the assembly plant. They put it on a scale. It's got no fuel in it. It's got no cargo. It's got no passengers. It's just its empty weight. We're going to get there in a minute. So, you have to add whatever it is you put into the vehicle to this number. So, let's put myself, my wife, I don't know, the cats, the dogs, fuel, laptops, the hitch, the pin hitch, all of that weight. And I'm gonna say about 1,000 pounds. It's probably going to be a more realistic weight of about 600 or 700 pounds. Let's just round it off to about 1,000 pounds. So you add 1,000 pounds to this. So now you have 5320. That's how much weight that I'm putting into the payload of my truck. eating up payload capacity. My truck has a payload capacity of 5,704 pounds. That is the payload capacity, the maximum payload capacity that I can put into my truck. So if you take 5,704 and you subtract the 5,320, right? Yeah. That gives you a total of 384 pounds left as far as payload is concerned. This is maximum numbers. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, but I know about me because I've been around trailering for a long time, and I know that you should never, ever, ever operate a vehicle at its maximum capacity. The manufacturer of the truck says that this is doable. The manufacturer of the truck says that that truck is built to be able to start, pull, and stop within this number here, 21,600 maximum trailer weight, as long as the truck and trailer weight do not exceed 30,300 pounds. So far, if you take these numbers, which are real world numbers, other than the best thing to do is take your truck and weigh it. But you can't, I don't have a scale close by, so I have to kind of estimate. So I'm estimating high on my numbers. It's always better to estimate high than it is to estimate low. So based on these figures, 20% of a 21,600 pound trailer gives you 4,320 pounds. Add 1,000 pounds for us, stuff, is 5,320. The payload of the truck is 5,704. Subtract this number, gives you 384 pounds left before I hit maximum of 5,704. I'm not comfortable doing this. Even though the manufacturer says this is okay, I'm not comfortable doing that. In fact, I'm not comfortable exceeding more than 80% of this number. Okay? 80% gives you a cushion. 80% of this number gives you a cushion, which makes me feel a lot better being able to brake, stop, and all of that stuff. So I'm going to put this one aside because we're going to look at the next figure. 80% is going to give you a trailer, a max trailer weight of 17,280 pounds. Okay? This is well below the maximum. This is a more comfortable feeling number for me. Now remember, we're going to figure out our pin weight, our payload capacity, and all of that. We're going to get there. 20%, so you subtract 20%, and that leaves you with 34.56. That's the pin weight of a 17,200 pound trailer, which is 80% of the max towing. Okay? Add the 1,000 pounds, and you're going to get 4,456. Okay? That is the payload that we have added to our 5,704 pounds. So if you take 5,704 pounds and you subtract 4,456, that gives you 1,248 left before you reach maximum payload. This is a lot more comfortable for me. And we're giving ourselves a little bit of cushion. Now, I already know that if my trailer can handle the maximum capacity, this 21,600 pounds, any trailer that I tow below that, I'm gold. I know that. Because if it'll handle that, it'll certainly handle this. This is a lot more comforting to me, knowing that I still have a good 1,200 pounds of payload that I can still put in my truck. I'm not maxing my truck out. Okay? We're going to get to gross vehicle weight rating here in a minute. This is good. This is a comfortable number for me right here. Okay? That's a very comfortable trailer. So I know that if I'm looking at fifth wheels, now I know that if I look at the gross vehicle weight rating sticker, now I'm going to tell you, buyer beware. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. If the gross vehicle weight rating, which is the maximum you can put in the trailer, which remember I'm not keen on loading to the max, is 17,000 pounds, I am way good as far as my payload capacity is concerned. Okay? But all of the trailers that I've looked at so far have a gross vehicle weight rating of about 16,000 pounds. Am I going to have room? I have to write small. 16,000 pounds. So I know that if I'm towing a 16,000 pound trailer, if I can tow a 17,000 pound trailer and be comfortable, and my truck is good towing a 21,000 pound trailer, how do you think I'm going to feel towing a 16,000 pound trailer? I'm going to feel pretty good about that number right there. Okay? But let's do the math. So you subtract 20% of this. That is, I got to put this one aside, 3,200 pounds. Whoop. 3,200 pounds. That's the pin weight of a 16,000 pound trailer. Add the 1,000 pounds. That gives you 4,200. Payload added to the truck. We have 5,740. And you subtract your 4,200, that leaves what? I think it's 1,500 pounds. Yeah, 1,500 pounds of free payload to put in the truck. Almost 2,000 pounds. Well, not quite. Almost. So 1,500 pound payload left before I hit my maximum payload capacity. So this is the number that is really going to be comfortable for me towing a trailer weighing this weight. I know that I can tow a 21,000 pound trailer. So if I can tow safely within the guidelines of what Ram Corporation says, a 21,000 pound trailer, I can easily tow a 16,000. But now, that's payload. Okay, so remember, you've got the 30,300 pound gross combined weight rating. If you take, I've got to do the curb weight. So my truck has a curb weight of 8,296 pounds. Okay? How do I get that number? I get that number because my truck has a gross vehicle weight rating of 14,000 pounds. That's in the sticker in the door. I have a maximum payload capacity of 5,704 pounds. That's on the sticker inside the door. If I take 14,000 pounds gross vehicle weight rating and I subtract 5,704 pounds from my payload capacity, that gives me 8,296 pounds. That is the curb weight. Remember, we have to add our weight. What we calculated was 1,000 pounds. So you're at 9,296 pounds. That is how much my truck weighs, curb weight, plus my wife, plus me, plus fuel, plus the cats, plus a hitch, everything we put in the truck. Okay, that's a pretty good calculated number. So, 9296 is what my truck weighs. I have a gross vehicle weight rating of 14,000 pounds. Now, if you take 80%, remember I said 80% of my truck? I don't like operating at maximum capacity. The maximum capacity of my truck is 14,000 pounds. If 80% of that is 11,200 pounds. Okay? Is this number under this number? Absolutely. This is a good number as long as I stay under 11,200 pounds, adding stuff to the truck, I will stay under my 80%. Okay? So as long as I stay under my 80%, 9,296 pounds is the curb weight plus the stuff we put in it. All right. Now remember we talked about the curb weight, the gross combined weight rating of 30,300 pounds, which is what the manufacturer of my truck says that I cannot exceed 30,300 pounds. Well, if you take your 21,600 pounds and you add 9296, what's that give you? It gives you 30,896 pounds. Is that over that? Yes, it is. That is not safe. That is illegal. And that crosses that out. No, no, no. Why? Because the manufacturer says I can tow 21,000 pounds. The pin weight plus our weight is within the payload capacity. However, the problem is we have exceeded what the manufacturer says is the safe number for me towing a combined truck and trailer combination. No, no. Will not do that. I wasn't comfortable doing that anyway. Now, let's look at the next number. 17,280 pounds. 17,280 pounds plus 9296 gives you 26,576 pounds. Is that below 30,300 pounds? Why, yes, it is by quite a number, quite a margin. So that means that this trailer right here is a very good fit for my truck. Because with the pin weight, the maximum, I'm under my maximum towing by 80%. I've got a pin weight of 3,400 pounds plus my pounds. We're at 4,400 pounds, which is below our max by almost 1,200 pounds, over 1,200 pounds. So we're good there. We're definitely good here. How about axles? Gross axle weight rating. The gross axle weight rating on my truck is 9,700 pounds. Am I exceeding 9,700 pounds anywhere in here? No, I'm not. So I'm good there. My axle ratings are good. My payload capacity is good. And I am well within the range of what Ram Corporation says my truck is capable of towing combined. 17,000 pound trailer is perfect for my truck. No problem. Like I said, most of the trailers that I'm looking for, I'm not looking for a big trailer. I'm looking for a trailer that's, 34 to 36 foot. And most of the ones that I've looked at have a gross vehicle weight rating of 16,000 pounds. Okay, so I know that if I stay in this range between 16 and 17,000, I am good to go. I know that. But let's run the numbers. If you take the 16,000 pounds, add the 9296, that's 25,296 pounds, well below gross vehicle weight rating of my truck, gross combined weight rating of my truck. So, this is where we're at. we're at between a 16 and 17,000 pound trailer. Perfectly ideal. In the realm of things, that's a pretty good trailer. You can pull basically any pull trailer, any tow trailer pretty much, and you can tow the bigger fifth wheels. Now, I know that some of the fifth wheels get even farther up in the equation. I don't want to go that far up. I don't need to go that far up. I bought my truck because the trailers that I'm looking at are right within this range. I am going to be golden. I will be able to go down the road and have no problems starting, pulling, stopping, or braking downhill with up to a 17,300 pound trailer. I'm perfectly within all of my weight limits. You see how I calculated that? It's really not hard to figure out. Payload capacity, axle weight ratings, tire weight ratings, all of those numbers are far more important than this number here. Because if you stay within the range of these numbers, you're not going to exceed this, and you're not going to exceed this. That means you're going to be able to go down the road and be comfortable about doing it. And I would be very comfortable pulling either one of these trailers. No problem. Now, I want you to buyer beware. And this is what I want you to buyer beware of. And then I'm going to wrap up the video. It's very important that you do not try to use a salesman to try to tell you these numbers. And here's a perfect example. Yesterday, my wife and I went to a dealership. It was a smaller dealership, not going to mention any names or anything like that. The salesman really didn't seem like he wanted to talk to us anyway. He was busy watching his NASCAR race. But I went in there and I asked the guy, I said, so are the trailers open? Can we just go look at them? The guy's like, yeah, just go look at them. So I went, we took a walk, and we started looking at trailers. I came out and I started looking at the stickers, the data stickers. And I turned around and here he comes walking out. He goes, oh, hey, Don, I saw you looking at that sticker. Let me show you how this works. And I already know how it works, but he seemed like he wanted to educate me. So I said, okay. So he said, this is the maximum, this is the gross vehicle weight rating sticker, and this is the unloaded weight rating sticker. And what you do is you take 10% of the unloaded weight rating, and that gives you the pin weight. And I told him, no. I said, you can't do that. And he says, that's how you do it. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I know what I'm doing. I said, let me ask you a question. How many people do you know that buy an RV and then tow it around empty? He got real quiet. I don't know anybody that does that. People buy RVs, they take them home, they put their stuff in it, and they go down the road. You cannot use the unloaded vehicle weight rating or the unloaded weight rating of that vehicle to get your pin weight. You have to use the loaded weight rating. And the only way to do that if you don't have a scale close by is to go by the gross vehicle weight rating number. You have to take that high number. You will probably never put that much. I will never put 16,000 pounds in a trailer that's got a gross vehicle weight rating of 16,000 pounds. Remember what I said. You got to leave some cushion here. This is pushing it. So, but you can't use the unloaded weight. So he says to me, well, the 10% is a good number. So just take your gross vehicle weight rating and subtract 10%. I said, no. I said, you can't do that either. I said, you're underestimating your weight. He said, how do you figure? I said, go get me your brochure. He went and got me his brochure, and I looked at his brochure, and I showed him. I took the empty unloaded weight rating, which is what they put in the brochures. I took the unloaded weight and 15% of that, and it came out to the pin weight that's in the brochure. I said, so the manufacturer is using 15%. How can you tell people to use 10% if the manufacturer uses 15%? And me, I already told you about my comfort level. I like a little more cushion. So I use 20%. So does most of the other people that I know. So you take your gross vehicle weight rating, 20% of that is your pin weight. And then add whatever you're going to add into the vehicle, and that gives you your payload. As long as you're under your max payload in your trailer of your truck, you're fine. And the guy was like, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I've never had any problems. And I said, yeah, and you're telling people wrong. So you can't, look, the salesman, either one, does not know, genuinely does not know, or two, does not care and just wants to make a sale. Granted, there are those out there that are cool. They know their stuff and they'll work with you. But there's a lot of unscrupulous people out there that will take you for your money. And if you think for 1 minute that you're rolling down the road overweight and you get stopped by a DOT and he sees that you're overweight, well, the salesman said, guess what? It's not the salesman's responsibility to make sure you're within your numbers. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to make sure you're running down the road safely and you're not taking other people's lives in danger. So don't listen to what the salesman says, because the salesman, chances are they don't know. It's up to you to do the research. Just wanted to throw that out there real quick. I wanted to show you how to get your payload capacity. Now, we had a Ram 2500. I'm going to show you something here. I'm going to show you, we had a 2500. The 2500 had a gross vehicle weight rating of 10,000 pounds. It had a payload capacity of 2,000 pounds. Okay? If you have a 16,000 pound trailer, 20% of that is 3,200 pounds. Guess what? If your truck only has 2,000 pounds and you've got a 3,200 pound pin weight, you have exceeded the payload capacity of your truck. It happens that quick. So just because you see somebody with a 2,500 class pickup truck towing a big old trailer, just because you're doing it doesn't mean you're doing it right, and it doesn't mean you're doing it safe. Very important you get that. But our 2,500, the payload capacity was exceeded on a 16,000 pound trailer by over 1,200 pounds, and we haven't even started calculating in my weight, my wife's weight, fuel, hitch, and all that other stuff. No way. It won't do it. Yeah, it had a tow rating. The manufacturer said that it would tow 17,000 pounds, which is 1,000 pounds over this. Just because it says you can tow a 17,000 pound trailer doesn't mean your payload capacity will allow you to do that. It's very critical you get this. It's very critical. It's not hard to figure it out. All you have to do is look at the weight of your trailer, get your pin weight by deducting 20%, whatever you throw in the vehicle, and as long as you're underneath your payload capacity by a decent margin, I like the 80% rule. By a decent margin though, then you're fine. Okay? So these are just numbers that I kind of put out there. The best way to do it is to weigh it. But like I said, I don't have a scale here. This is what I'm looking at. Between a 16 and a 17,000 pound trailer. That's perfectly comfortable for me. I could even go higher than this and still be good. I could actually probably even go up to maybe 18,000 and still be good here. Okay? But the point that I'm getting at is I'm starting to eat into my comfort zone. It's however comfort you feel. I've been doing this a long time. I've been towing trailers most of my adult life. I understand towing and all of that. I understand weights and measures. And just because you're doing it doesn't mean you're doing it right. You need to be doing it right. Oh, my truck can tow 20,000 pounds. No, it can't. Not safely. That's all I got for you today. I want to say thanks for watching the video. Until next time, have a good day.